meeting to order, and we'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everyone to the school board meeting this evening. Remind everyone that we are live streaming the meeting. We'll start the meeting tonight by entertaining a motion to accept consent agenda items. Motion by Earl, do I have a second? Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll ask if anyone is present who would like to speak to any item on the agenda or any other topic. Hearing none, we'll move down to new business. We have some Neola policies.
A batch of Neola policies for first reading. Please reach out if you have any questions.
Those are first reading policies, so please review those and let Nikki know if you have questions. Next, down under programs, we have some JCHS course additions.
Yes, we just have an inform, and Mr. Roller and Mrs. Evans here to give you the list of proposed courses. Okay.
All right, so you guys, Carrie was able to send this out a little while ago to you guys to review. The first set of courses that we have are in our CTE department, and we've been working to add CDL, the CDL Next Level Program of Study Pathway, which will lead to CDL licensure. We've been working really closely with Tim Poor in our transportation department and some very invested community members to work through the logistics of this and make this happen for next school year for our senior level students.
And I would just like to add to that, we had some local community members that came to us and said, you know, we would really love to be able to see our students get CDLs before they leave. And I can't say enough, and I'd like it to be public, about Tim. Tim jumped right in. This is something that a neighboring school district has been offering for the last year. We're going over Tuesday with Tim to meet with them. Tim has been right on board to make sure that this was an opportunity our kids could have. So very, very excited to see that program go in.
Yeah, and excited, you know, to be able to see some of these students graduate with CDL and come back to support our corporation as bus drivers, along with any kind of other opportunity that they would have.
Excellent.
The next two under multidisciplinary are personal financial responsibility and computing foundations for a digital age. The personal financial responsibility is one that we have had on the books. We had on several years, but we added this again because of new diploma requirements. So this is now going to be a required semester course for every student that graduates from Jennings County High School according to IDOE. Computing foundations for a digital age is also required from the state. This is going to be a general introduction into computer science and will also be required. The two additions for fine arts are advanced 2D art and advanced 3D art. These are important to add because as we have added our fine arts locally created pathway, that's also an option for box 3 for graduation. We had recognized that our art students only had one option, which was AP Studio Art, to be able to meet those requirements. So we wanted to give them 2 additional advanced courses to be able to choose from to meet that pathway.
Great. Any questions? That item is an inform, so thank you for sharing that information. Great information. Next, again, under programs, we have an assessment update.
So an update on our assessment data, and we'll just be talking about K-8 tonight. We're going to separate out secondary from K through 8. It's a lot of data, and so it's kind of nice to take it in chunks. So looking at our performance, this would be for last school year, how our students performed on state assessments. So some celebrations. We are seeing growth across the district for our kids, and that is a very big celebration for our students and our staff. And so some things I'd like to highlight. 5 out of 6 of the grade levels showed growth in ELA and math. Half of our grade levels in math met the state average or within 1 point. Growth was measured in both tested grades for science, and we are attributing a lot of that to that deep work in STEM we've been doing across the corporation. And 5 out of 6 of our schools met or exceeded the state literacy average on iReads. So some really great growth things occurring, and we're excited for our kids and our staff. If you turn the page, this shows you some specific scores. We are making progress. We still have a lot of work to do and a lot of growth that we want to continue to make, but you can see the scores in green are progress from the previous grades. Our fourth grade particularly, we've identified needs some extra support. Last year's fourth graders. They are the ones that did not show growth on the test for the year previously. These would be our kiddos that were kindergartners during the pandemic. And so we've had multiple meetings as a admin staff this year and with teaching staff collaborating and working on what can we do to support them this year to help fill in gaps and make sure they're moving forward. So a lot of intensive intervention going on for that grade, and we're excited to see these scores across the board showing growth. We want them to keep growing though and exceed that state average. Next screen. This is the breakdown by building. The hardest type of metric there is on iLearn are the measure of students who passed both ELA and math. So they had a passing proficient score for both. That's the first column you see. The state average for that is a 30.8%, and you can see where each school fell along that ranking. And then the ELA proficient total and the math proficient total, which are higher than the combined, because a kid could be proficient in English but not in math. Next screen. You've seen these scores before. These were our iRead results. Showing progress across the district, and as I said, 5 out of 6 schools met that state average for the iRead passing rate. Our goal is to see greater than 90% in all of our buildings this year. Any of our schools that have experienced any challenges, they are digging into the literacy cadre work and science of reading. We are seeing so much progress with our kiddos across the district and using that science of reading approach. So we're really excited about that work. Next screen. So these are the action steps that we have taken so far to get to the growth occurring throughout K-8 and that we are continuing to take. So we have active school improvement teams with action steps for school improvement based on our strategic plan and individual building needs, and those involve individuals across the school on those teams. We've continued professional development and mentoring for our new certified staff members. We have participation in the state literacy cadre, district-wide sharing, and professional development on science of reading instruction, increased and focused support for student subgroups for those that are struggling. We've implemented UDL and PBIS to also support our students. We're working hard on STEM certification and programming, and we're seeing those results in science across the district, and they correlate to math, we're seeing a lot of the time. iLearn checkpoint participation was optional this year across the state. We chose to do that district-wide to get early data on how our kids are performing so we can intervene quicker. And then finally, professional collaboration. We've really increased how we're sharing success stories and sharing things that are working with our kids, both in teacher groups, grade level groups, among schools, and across the district. So those are the action steps we've been taking and will continue to take as we're working hard this year.
So that item wasn't informed. Does anyone have questions for Nikki? Okay, hearing none, we'll move down under professional staff. I think we have one recommendation.
Yes, please. I'd like to ask for approval for Eric Kelly to serve as the Jennings County Middle School 7th grade assistant boys basketball coach.
I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mary Lynn, second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll move down under support staff. We have some recommendations.
Yes, please. Asking for approval for Cameron Carney to serve as a Jennings County High School volunteer wrestling coach. Victoria Jameson to be hired at Second Creek Elementary as a parapro. Brandon McIntyre, Jennings County Middle School 7th grade head boys coach. And on the next page, Charles Worrell, Scipio head custodian termination.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Now we have quite a list of some coaches.
We do. So I'm going to have these in 2 different categories. Elementary basketball coaches for 5th and 6th grades that are being recommended, and then we'll follow up with 3rd and 4th grades. For the 5th and 6th grades, asking for approval for Everett Jr. Wilcher, Dylan Boswell, Levi Byrne, Courtney Christshawns, Megan Napier, Brett Woodard, Nathan
Chad Capps, Bob Sullivan, Aaron Green, Ann Clarkson, Dina Monday, Jack St. Clair, Shannon Matern, Jerry Wagner, Casey Ernstis, and then once hiring requirements are met, for Derek Hillen, David Barley, and Jeff Stoner, please. Then at the 3rd and 4th grade levels, asking for approval for Justin Snyder, Jeremy Owens, Zach Schrader, Greg Christjohns, Tara Kelly, Deb Johnson, Bryce Downs, Owen Miller, and then once once hiring requirements are met, also asking for approval for Mike Snyder and Caleb Marley. That's a crew.
That is. Entertain a motion to approve those recommendations as read. Motion by Travis, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl, any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. I just want to thank all of those
Yes.
individuals.
Thank you for
Right, it
mentioning
takes a lot, we know, to run a great program, coaches, in all positions. So we just appreciate them offering their time in coaching and mentoring our students. Thank you. So next we move down under finances, and we have some donations.
Yes, and before we start, can we pull the 5th one down, Mary Lynn Wickham? Can we pull that and take that separate?
Yeah, so we'll entertain, let's just do that one first, all by
Okay.
itself, and then we'll do the rest. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Perfect.
So first one, Mary Lynn Wickham, $1,000 to Hope Food Program.
So we'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Earl, second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor and those abstain. Mary Lynn abstained. So 6 and then 1 abstain. And then we'll take the rest as a group.
So asking for approval to accept these donations, F and A&M Masonic Lodge number 219, $250 to BCE for student snacks. Roseacre Farm, $650 to BCE for student snacks. NVIC, $250 grant to Hayden Elementary to purchase electricity and circuit kits for STEM projects in Miss Thurston's 4th grade classroom. 812 Driving Academy, LLC, $250 to Jennings County High School Hurley's Hooligans. Kiwanis Club of North Vernon, $200 to Jennings County Middle School Food Pantry. And donors choose $1,920.80 to Sand Creek Elementary for Smartboard for Miss Rediker's classroom.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we move down to relations. We have an MOU.
Yes, we have an MOU with Vincennes University for the high school for their Excel dual credit. This is an annual MOU, asking for approval.
Entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Chelsea. Sorry, second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we're down under other, but I believe we do have something under other.
I have one other, asking for approval for the presented insurance rate change particularly for classified position nursing RNs, to change that beginning on the November pay as presented.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat, do I have a second? Second by Chelsea. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Hearing nothing else, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Pat, do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. All those in favor? 7-0, meeting adjourned.